ridiculous, but the look on their faces is really funny. They're obviously like, what the fuck are you saying to me? Like, but at the same time, I appreciate that he did that finally, because this guy's been out there for a long time avoiding that question. All we want to know, like his whole thing is based off like us wanting to know, but he never says it. You know, he's like, I'm not going to say it's Bigfoot, aliens, or portals, but that's what I'm saying. You know, even in the report, some of them are like, big, hairy, upright walking bears chased me in some of the books. Like, yeah, I've read all the books.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
Yeah, he talks about, like, there's people who see, there's one little girl talks about a dog that was standing on its hind legs who came and started speaking to her, and it's a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, but he's, like you were saying, he's never, ever come out and said, this is what it is.
Well, he's a police officer. He's been police officer for, 20 years or something like that in the service? I can't remember.
Yeah, he was a long-time police officer. Came across a story with the national parks, was a ranger, talked to him and told him the weird stuff's going down. You should tell people about this. Then he got really into it, so he's an interesting character.
And definitely go check out these movies and read the books and stuff. I doubt we're doing it any sort of justice, but
we're killing it.
It's fascinating stuff.
We're just
killing
tipping people off to go do their own investigation.
Yes.
We don't have all the answers. We're not going to pretend that we do.
No, I mean,
this is interesting.
Sitting in a bar talking shit.
I want to bring it back to portals in Mount Shasta. My brother was there for finding Bigfoot, and there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings around Mount Shasta. And I remember Paranormal Witness, the show back in the day. People will see Mothman, they'll see UFOs, they'll see Bigfoot. It will even be more bizarre than that. They'll see a floating head in the forest. There's all these crazy reports around these portals. It's not just as easy as like I see a disc in the sky or a giant hairy ape. It's like there's a floating head. You know, like that's a really weird place. And you know what's interesting is all these places end up having a spiritual angle to it. So all of them are spiritual. Now, is that because people a long time ago didn't understand what was happening and made it into spirit? They're like, I don't understand that, so now I'm just going to apply, not religion, because back in the day it was more spirituality, to it because I don't understand it. So all these sacred places are actually, spirituality could be just a metaphor for a portal and bizarreness.
Or traveling through dimensions, possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been up there?
No, I have not. I need to go.
No, I haven't. No.
So I went up there just like a couple months ago, actually, and with a girlfriend. She goes up there a lot, and I wanted to go there because I heard it's spiritual. And I wanted to get in touch with my spirituality. So we stayed at the base of the mountain. There's like a little retreat, but it's really rustic. Like there's a big sign that says no alcohol. It's super quiet. You're in the middle of like two running rivers that are coming down the mountain. So it's super loud with just water running. Cabin's really rustic. And we stayed there, and I could not sleep. Like the minute I would close my eyes, I would see all these faces.
Really?
And I'm like, my eyes are closed, and I'd open my eyes, and there'd be nothing there. So I would literally be asleep with my eyes closed, but I couldn't sleep because I was seeing all these weird faces.
Mm-hmm.
And my other friend, she goes up there, she can't eat. It's like it whatever energy is there is like coming in and out of your body, and so however you react to it, like she just couldn't eat. She felt sick the whole time. But, you know, in a spiritual way.
Yeah, spiritually sick.
But to be honest, the meditations we had were amazing.
The what were?
Meditations we had. You know, we're girls, right? So we broke the rules. We brought a bunch of wine.
No alcohol.
And we had like tarot cards, right? Because we're going to talk about our futures. And I refused to do the tarot cards. I'm like, I already know all the answers. And she's like, you don't even want to do it? I'm like, no, I don't. I just don't. Like I was in this weird space of like no sleep, seeing weird faces.
Because you're usually into that shit. You'll be the first to jump on. Let's do some tarot cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Girl bonding. Oh, for tarot cards.
So weird place. I really want to go there.
You should
and
go.
Kind of experience that.
It's sort of addicting. I want to go back.
Really?
There's just something about the energy there.
Yeah. It's a really interesting place. Have you guys ever... I got to do a tangent story that is awesome about the Pacific Northwest and related to Mount Shasta. It's Bigfoot, so it's related to portals. It's related to what we're talking about, party people.
Josh just gets really excited.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I love to share things because I think people should... I don't know. I love to share weird stuff that I found. I think other people enjoy it. You guys would enjoy this. There's this movie called Bigfoot, The Lost Coast Tapes. It's the Pacific Northwest, and it's a found footage film, and it's actually pretty good. It's a B movie that wasn't in the theaters. I recommend watching it. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's related to portals. So in the movie, it's a found footage, and for the beginning, you think that, oh no, they're making Bigfoot out to be bad. It's like this, couple investigating a hunter who says he has a dead Bigfoot body, right? And
Yeah, right.
yeah, and they follow this guy, and they're like, you think he's the bad guy for shooting a Bigfoot, and then they kind of make the Bigfoot seem scary, like something bad's happening. And I'm like, oh, this is a typical movie where they're trying to make some cryptid into a bad guy, and it kind of offended me as a super dork. Where I'm like, Bigfoot's nice mostly, except when he abducts children in the national forest.
He's my friend.
He's my friend. You saw Harry and the Hendersons, didn't you? But they get to it, the awesome twist in the end of it, which is very poorly. Spoiler, yeah, I'm spoiling the shit out of this.
Yeah, so make sure you watch the whole thing. Josh is going to tell you exactly what's happening.
But I love this. In the end of it, you realize the Bigfoot, the big feet, aren't bad. The hunter kind of is. And what they're doing the whole time is they're trying to push people out of certain areas. So when people have Bigfoot sightings, maybe it's not just you're supposed to see it. You're supposed to get scared of it and run away because they're guardians. This is something that's in the Bigfoot world, like people like to talk about, like
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they fly around on spaceships. No, it's basically Chewbacca, right? That's what Bigfoot is, right? That's what Chewbacca is, actually. But in the movie, in the end, they're protecting these people because there's a portal, and the movie ends with like a giant, you don't really see it because it's found footage, but you see a giant hoof, like in the end, like basically killing someone. You see like a hoof print, like a giant devil goat foot, like come down. Ooh. And you realize the whole time that Bigfoot, what they're saying, I think, is that Bigfoot is protecting these certain places in the forest or certain places in the world from certain things coming through to harm us. Right. And they're like guardians fighting against the devil, the goat creature, the goat evil creature, the demon. And Bigfoot are like angels that are protecting us from the dark.
I believe that. I don't feel like Bigfoot's bad.
Yeah, I want to believe that, even if it's not real.
He's such a big cuddly bastard. I just can't believe
they
that
just seem... are there stories of Bigfoot stealing children in the woods? I've never heard this.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah,
there's like aggressive Bigfoot.
Dark.
Our resident Bigfoot here, a friend of ours.
There's a resident Bigfoot here?
Sorry, a resident Bigfoot specialist. I missed, missed a very
I was like, where? I haven't seen
important
this person
word
either.
there. Specialist.
Just somebody who needs to shave at the office.
Yeah, he's just hairy. He contends that there's like different species of Bigfoot. Some of them are kind-hearted, just
like humans,
just want to be left alone.
And some are a little rapey.
Some of them get a little rapey. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, some of the missing 411 cases definitely seem like something large moved somebody way up a mountain. They'll find a kid like 4,000 feet up a mountain where they couldn't have gotten without their shoes on.
Yeah.
So maybe
there's
they are
crazy stuff like that.
But
yeah, they're animals.
Was the kid harmed?
Sometimes
they
not.
find him dead. A lot of times with those cases, they can't find.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a Bigfoot eating a person?
Well, they find the bones. I don't think the missing 411 stuff goes into that, but they'll find kids.
No, they don't. Not a missing 411.
Yeah, there's a great missing 411 case about a backup quarterback for the Broncos who went missing and died. Really interesting case where the guy was found.
Is that when he called his wife or something, and he was like saying, "They're after me. They're coming after me.
2 figures are after me."
Yeah.
And then they searched for him, couldn't find him because he was on a fishing trip. And then they found him days later in the same spot. He said, in the spot they already searched 100 times where he said he was.
And he was face down.
Face down, and looked like...
They couldn't tell what he died from. They couldn't
fright.
find him.
They said that he died from fright.
Really?
And it looked like something was carrying him. The way his overalls, he was wearing Oshkosh Bagashas. That's something from my childhood. Overalls where you hold
this
them.
was a back
and it looks like something was holding him. Like the way it was crumpled.
He's a big dude.
It was like it was holding him. He a giant jack dude. And whatever was it looked like something carried him around. Really fascinating. And then in the book, Missing 411, even a neighbor says, it looks like he spooked a Bigfoot. Anyways.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know how we got to Bigfoot so quickly there, but...
you got super excited about it and jumped into it.
I did. That's what happened. That's what I do. I'm like a dog. You just show me something. I'm like, what? Oh.
We've been wagging his tail over there.
Yeah.
He's so happy. This reminds me of something I read on Reddit last night, actually.
Reddit hole.
Yeah, I fell down a rabbit hole. I was on the Missing 411 Reddit subreddit, and there was a story that someone was telling, and they had posted in a few different subreddits, but I was reading the 411. Anyway, it was about him and his girlfriend, wife, and they were hiking through, I think he said like southern Illinois? Yeah, southern Illinois. But it's this big loop, basically, like a big circular loop that kind of goes around the edge of this cliff, I guess. He describes it as kind of the rim around a volcano is the kind of look. It's not a volcano, but that's kind of what, picture that.
I am.
So he talks about he kind of walks out with his wife, and before they leave, there's like a little porta potty there, and they hit the bathroom real quick. And there's like an older couple who leave before them, and they take off on the trail. These guys go pee, do what they need to do, and then they hit the trail after this older couple. Anyway, so they head down into the first third of this loop, and they pass the older couple who are coming back, because this section at the about a third of the way through this loop is like rocks and steep shit. It's got a bit of climbing to get through. It's not just a hiking trail anymore.
Okay.
So they pass this couple, and then they sort of they go down into this sort of cliffy area, rocks and
Probably granite or limestone. I mean,
Could be.
sandstone.
Sandstone.
could be, yeah.
Let's look it up.
So they pass this couple again, which is weird. So that as they climb down through about the middle section of this loop, and sort of come out of this area, they see the old couple again.
Did they just pass them?
Yeah. And they're like, all right, they didn't think too much of it. So there's a section where there's a lookout section, and it's kind of looking out into the valley, and they stop and take photos and stuff and have a little breather. And then they come out of there, and they said as they coming up the last sort of third of this loop back to the car park again. Car park, it's Australia.
Car park.
Parking
Josh
lot.
is rubbing off
That
on
was
you.
vaguely
The parking
New
lot,
England.
car park. Anyway, so they're coming back towards the trailhead again, and they start to feel, they said they feel weird. There's a weird feeling in the air.
Ooh.
They both kind of feel off. They're feeling like grumpy, and they feel like much more tired than they should be. There's like a odd feeling in the air. So they're feeling weird, and they come to this section, and they describe it as a path, and there's kind of a cliff face on either side of this path. But it's wide enough where you don't feel like you're, teetering on the edge. And as they come through there, they're like feeling like really tired, like something is not right. And they're like, they do a lot of hikes like this. They've done...
So they're healthy.
Yeah, they're pretty avid hikers. They do this kind of thing all the time, and they're like, this shouldn't be happening. Like, this feels super weird. Anyway, so they come through this path section again, and as they come through, they see this middle-aged couple, and there's like a bench just off to the side as they start heading towards the trailhead again.
That's weird.
There's a bench, and this couple is sitting there eating a picnic and just like sitting and smiling, and they said something to him. Don't really remember what it was, because they're still feeling kind of crazy, and they're like,
Yeah.
at this point they're like feeling like this is fucked up, like something is not right here.
Right.
And this couple were like super happy and smiling, having a drink, and just talking about the picnic or whatever that they were having. And the couple, the younger couple who were doing this hike, telling the story, they're like, something seems really off with these people. And they said, there's no way. They passed us on the way through here. There's no way they could have done that whole loop and come back. We didn't pass them again. They didn't go past us.
Right.
There's no way they made it all the way, or, did they duck through the middle of this volcano-like section and, like, kind of come up the other side? They weren't puffed. They weren't sweating. They were just, like, happily sitting eating the picnic. And he said, but something felt really off about these guys.
Did they talk to them?
Yeah, no, they just kind of mentioned, and that was kind of what people in the comments were saying. Like, did you ask them like how they made it that far?
Yeah.
And basically these guys were saying like they were so freaked out and they just wanted to like get out of there, and they felt really off about this couple. It was like these trickster spirits who were just kind of like fucking with them, basically.
Whoa, yeah, that's weird. Like,
Oh,
why?
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what they thought it was?
Well, he doesn't know what it was. That's the way he was posting
So
on the Reddit
he-
pages. Like, what the fuck is this?
There wasn't like a missing middle-aged couple.
No, no. He was like, and people in the comments were like, either like trickster forest spirits or, ghosts of people who had died there or something like that. But either way, he was adamant. There's no way these people could have made it. Yeah, both times they passed him. There's no way they could have been where they should have been without them seeing. Like,
Creepy.
it's just crazy. But yeah, he said it really fucked him up, and he was talking with his wife about it for like days afterwards before he decided to post and see if anyone had any idea what was going on. But yeah, it just reminded him of like
tricks.
We don't know
on.
what's going on out there. There's some crazy stuff. I don't